What is something you can do that will boost your happiness and make the world a better place? The answer is, of course, something that helps someone or something other than yourself. Now, tonight I'm finishing off my series of the state of happiness by looking at Seligman's final aspect of happiness, which is meaning, or a meaningful life, as he often put it. So, I'm Marianne. I'm from One Life to Flourish, and welcome to tonight's episode of Monday Motivation, which is the final one in my series, The State of Happiness, where tonight I'm going to be looking at how meaning is actually the most important of the elements that help us to build uplifted emotions. So if you know someone who might find this topic really interesting or helpful, then please invite them over to see it. Now, also, this broadcast is going live into One Life to Flourish and My Time TV. If you'd like to be able to put comments to me, and I'd love if you did that, then you just need to make sure that you have followed the link that is up above, which will take you to One Life to Flourish. Otherwise, I will catch up with you after I finish the broadcast. All right, so far I have covered two of Seligman's pillars of happiness, pleasure and engagement. Now, it's important to have aspects of each of these areas as part of our life to help build up our positive emotions. Things from pleasure help to build our happiness, and things from engagement also. But the research has actually found that the thing that makes the greatest overall difference to our feeling of happiness, positive emotions in our life is actually having a meaningful life. So what does it mean? So basically, when they talk about it being a meaningful life, they actually talk about meaning being created when we use our virtues, so our positive kind of aspects, and our strengths in the service of something that's bigger than ourselves. Now, a few weeks ago, I did talk about signature strengths, and hopefully you were able to find out what yours are, because they are such an important part of developing an overall positive, a lot of emotions in your life. So if you did do that, or if you saw the broadcast, you'll remember that our signature strengths are those things that we're naturally drawn towards doing, and we can actually get a really positive boost when we use them regularly. And they can also help us to get into a state of flow. So all of those things are about being able to create engagement in our life. And interestingly enough, using our signature strengths also helps us to create a more meaningful life. So how do we go about doing it? So the first thing is to actually start to think about a cause that is bigger than yourself. So something that you think is really worthwhile serving. Now, you're the only one who can decide what this is. And this will be based on things that you're interested in, things that you're passionate about. But try and find something that, for you, supporting will actually feel like you're going to make a difference. Once you've decided on whatever this thing is that you're going to support, then start to think about how you can actually use your signature strengths in service to this particular area. So you might be able to use one of your signature strengths or more than one. Now, research has actually shown that when we use our strengths in a new way, it has an almost immediate impact on our happiness. So in the research, they actually found that people who'd used their strengths in a unique way, the next day, they had a really big increase in their happiness. So think about how you can actually use your strengths. And then once you've organized all that, thought about that in your head, then make supporting this cause a priority. Now, there's probably a couple of things just to consider as you're doing this. So the first one is really think about what you want want your focus to be on. Make sure that you're serving a cause that you really believe in, not one that someone else has said you should go off and, do this or do that. So something that you're really emotionally committed to. So what they've found is that if you don't have a genuine connection and a genuine desire to get involved in this cause, you don't actually get any kind of health benefits. So you might be helping people, but you don't get, benefits back to you, which is kind of an interesting sort of conundrum, really. Now, the other thing that you just need to be careful of is, yes, it's important to make sure that supporting this cause does become a priority in your life, but it shouldn't be to the extent that your life then becomes unbalanced. So where you're always giving and you're not receiving for yourself. So you still need to have a balanced approach to your life. All right, so why is it such a good thing to actually support some kind of a cause and actually do something for this cause? Well, obviously, because I'm talking about it in my topic of the state of happiness, it is actually going to boost your happiness. But there's quite a few other things that it sort of does as well. So I'm going to go through a little bit of research, but some of it's quite interesting. So one thing that's quite interesting that relates to the happiness is that when you are serving, you do have a boost to your positive emotions like I talked about, but they've found that, on the opposite way, it also actually decreases the amount of times that you might be in a depressive state. So it's going to reduce the incidence of that. And it's thought that the benefits we experience are because serving something actually changes the direction of our focus from inward to outward. So it seems that when our focus is outside of ourselves, like it has to be when we're serving, then it makes our minds actually look at more positive things overall in our lives. So it kind of changes the focus of our mind, which is pretty interesting. Now, researchers also found that volunteering just generally increases our feelings of well-being. It also has a positive impact overall on our health, and there's a lot of research about different areas where it does this. But, just think of it generally as an improvement in your health. And another interesting part is that it actually seems like it possibly increases our lifespan. So all good things, all, great reasons to actually support causes, other than the fact that we're actually making the world a better place by what we're choosing to do. Now, it's quite interesting. Scientists from a few different fields have actually reached the same conclusion that as humans, we are quite unique in that out of all of the species on the planet, we seem to be the only ones that have some kind of a genetic makeup or a genetic inclination to actually be truly altruistic in our behavior. So it's actually something that we're kind of wired to do. So the more that we do that, then the more positive things will actually be. So lots of things to think about, but how can you make the world a better place? Now, I'm just going to finish up on this part by talking or giving you a quote from Dr. Albert Schweitzer, who was quite a long time ago now a humanitarian who did lots of different things. And he said, "I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I do know. The only ones among you who will be really happy are those who have sought and found how to serve." So have a bit of a think about that. Interesting. How are you going to serve? All right. And that probably brings me quite nicely into ways that I like to serve people. So let me talk about one way that you can actually work with me. So are you petrified of going live on social media? Are you frustrated because you feel like your business is invisible and no one knows that you actually exist? Believe me, I know what that's like. I've been there. So if you are feeling like, or you can't see any way that you're going to get through all of that, this is one way that I can help you. Video is absolutely one of the best ways to actually start to get eyeballs onto you and your business and get known. So I have a special program called Camera Confidence, which is a group program, and it aims at getting you over your frustration so that you can go onto video. It helps to get rid of fears and beliefs that might be holding you back. And it actually helps to boost your confidence with actually going live. So you get support in how to go live. It's really aimed at people who haven't really done that before. You get some ideas on how to go about presenting, and then you'll actually get to go live and see what happens with your business. So if you'd like to find out more, I would love to help you out. Just put a yes in the comments if you are interested in knowing more about when the program starts and what else is involved. Now, I've also put into the comments a link to my Happiness Habits Playbook program, which is a way that I've put together some things to actually help people boost their happiness if that's what you are needing at this point in time. So you can definitely follow that and get on to accessing the actual playbook and the program. So other than that, if you would like to talk to me just generally about other ways I can help you, I've also put in there a way that you can book in for a 30-minute free discovery call where we can actually talk about ways that I can help you. So I would love to have a chat with you. Please reach out. So thank you for joining me tonight for Monday Motivation. Now, next week, I am starting a new series, and this one is going to be about how to live a flourishing life. So the name of my business is One Life to Flourish, and there's a reason why I chose that as the name. And happiness is part of that whole aspect, but it's not the whole picture. So I'm going to talk for a little bit on Monday Motivation about flourishing and how you can have a flourishing life. So join me next Monday night at the same time. See if I can give you a little bit of inspiration or some ideas about things that you can do to just, get motivated for the week, and other ideas that you can link into. So have a great week, and hopefully I will see you next week. So bye for now.